Hello everyone and welcome to Devlog 6 of Antica, the hobby project MMO. This episode will cover UI changes, air effects and the first boss. Let's get started. Items now stack in the inventory, and this code actually allowed me to clean up a bunch of code, so that's nice. The UI is made up of parts now, so it doesn't actually scale weirdly, as shown here. The UI reworks are now finished. Looks a lot better already in my opinion. The color picker, name field and option button did some weird scaling when auto size font was enabled. Oh yeah, I also found an add-on that gives auto scaling fonts for most UI elements. Link can be found in the description below. The player can now actually die and respawn. Death results in an experience loss, but we'll change that at some point. Also, player now regenerates 1 health and mana every minute. I mean, a simple damaging effect animation that can also damage you and enemies in game. I'll make a few variations of this, like breath, beam, circle, and what else I can find that is useful. Also, the second effect is spawned on the upper elevation while testing, so ignore that. Added a beam attack function. Also improved the testing with randomization of length, and I can set which effects spawn should test the damage effects I create. Now I need to bring out some pen and paper for the rest. Now you can also cast wide beams. Updated the beams so they stop when they hit a block tile, makes it more realistic. Here I showcase all the different damage effects I've created. We got single target, beam, wide beam, cone, square and diamond. That's all I need for now. If you have a suggestion for others, leave them in the comments down below. Thank you. Now, to actually make cover do something. In this clip I did a lot of progress. I can now cast all air effects via chat command, and all of them can now be blocked by a wall. The square and diamond air effect is a bit tricky to dodge, but I think that might add some challenge. I guess we can actually design a boss now. This took several days and a lot of perspective struggling, but I'm pretty happy with the end result. It took 3 iterations to end up with this design. These are the previous designs. It also struggled a lot with the downwards facing boss, but I won't spend any more time making the up and right face directions, so I'll just mirror those and get into coding the boss. I battled with changing the entire code to use vector 2 integer instead of vector 2 float, since most calculations are use whole numbers. Also fixed some pathfinding issues, but there seems to be more of them, as well as making enemies not able to attack you from different elevations. The spawn of hunger now has a corpse texture as well as some loot to drop. And to call myself out, I fixed the weight calculation bug that I had accidentally introduced in the previous clip. The boss can now cast AoE attacks based on where it's looking. Fixed both the pathfinding issue and the weight calculation issue, as well as adding facing directions to the boss. It can no longer cast the beams diagonally, as that feels like cheating when I won't have art for facing in those directions. As for a final thing in this video, I would like to share some lore about the spawn of hunger. A spawn of hunger is born when someone is cursed or willingly takes the gift from hunger, demon of pain. This gift blesses them with immunity to age and disease, but curses them with eternal hunger. Part of this blessing, the demon of hunger rips the stomach out of the torso, making sure they can never eat. The first days pass by fine, but then the hunger starts becoming overwhelming. The host starts going mad, trying to swallow as big of objects as they can manage to feel even the slightest amount of fullness. But alas, the maddening hunger continues. They become hostile, attacking and consuming anything in their vicinity. Till finally they start chewing on themselves, leaving nothing but the pipes of their bones as limbs. At this point, void of all humanity. They know nothing but hunger. There's still a lot of work to be done on this boss. Give it its own boss chamber to teleport into, and of course a beefy health bar to properly show that this is indeed a boss. But for now, thank you all so very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, I would appreciate it if you did. Also, if you have ideas for rare loot that this boss can drop, leave it in the comments below. And until next time, see ya.